It's so nice to talk to a fellow Chi-Town girl. So I'm happy, happy, happy.
I know. I spent a lot of time on 63rd and Stony Island area by Jackson Park, and my
Yeah,
mom went to Catholic high school.
yeah.
But from 12 onward was in Uptown on the north
Okay.
side, like Wilson and Clarendon area. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Twin Towers.
I wound
Yeah,
up.
but I spent all of my free time at Jackson Park because I was a part of those dance troops. So I was a part of
Right,
a dance.
right.
I was a part of UFIU,
Oh,
and we would
wow.
go. I sure was, yeah. And we would go around and battle of the dance troops from Cabrini Green to the Ickies to the Robert Taylor homes. And I asked my mom, I'm like, Mom, how did you let me get on the subway at 14, 15 years old to go to dance practice from 6 to
You
10
know,
p.m.? Hey,
I'm literally on episode 3 of Being
okay.
a Fam. I'm completely enjoying it. You threw me for a loop with the
I
little,
know.
I was like, oh.
Oh, I know. I was like hiding like this, like waiting for the internet to destroy me.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah. I was like,
sorry,
oh,
guys. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry.
your upbringing in Chicago, how does that shape who you are now?
Oh, everything. It was the seeds. It absolutely was the seeds because my life so I was born in Chicago, and then I left and spent my childhood, my preteen years in Virginia. I then returned back to Chicago at 12. If I did not return back to Chicago at 12, I would not be the woman that I am today. I would not have the career that I have today. Because when I went back to Chicago at 12, as you know, being a teenager in the 90s, it was wild, wild west. And it really taught me not just to be independent, because as I said, here I was 13, 14 years old, taking subways and transferring to buses and doing all of these, just to get through the day in Chicago. The independence that it taught me, it also taught me ambition and gumption, because you're surrounded by people that, even if their dreams don't manifest, they will talk you to death about their dreams,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And then also, it was my first real time, real moment in life being a part of a performing arts group, because I danced with the theatrical dance troupe UFIU, and we would battle and compete against House of Maddox and K59 and Full Effect. But it taught me how to work with an ensemble. It taught me how to do choreography, which I do all the time on Good Sam when I'm in the ER. So even though I might delivering dialogue, I also have a lot of physical work. I have to get the IV bag. I have to insert the lidocaine. I have to put the blood pressure. Like, it's a lot of choreography. And one thing that a few directors have said to me, they're like, "Have you ever been a dancer?" And I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "I can tell because the way you move around and the cadence that you create." So it is the seeds, and that's why it was so important for me to maintain a lot of pieces of Chicago in this opportunity, which is so huge because it's my very first time being a series lead,
Yeah.
right? So I was able to co-create my character, Dr. Lex Truly, with our writing team and our creator, Katie Wesh. So my character, Dr. Lex Truly, is also from Chicago.
Hmm.
She graduated from University of Chicago. So with that, I was able to also sneak my Chicago accent in there.
Right. Right, right, right. What did it feel like when you found out I'm gonna be a regular and a lead on a new series? I know actors are, it's always on to the next
Right.
job, on to the next job.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I was working corporate New York in my late 20s. So I
Mm,
didn't finally give up on that projected dream that society and parents and everyone put onto me, where you college and then corporate, right? Like, I held on to that, and I was just like, yeah, no, it's time. So when I actually did step out on faith and pursue my dream in performing arts, I was like 28 years old.
oh
So
wow.
everybody had a head start.
Right.
I had to believe in my upbringing in Chicago. That was going to get me through these streets and build that titanium. When I hear no all the time, no, 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 right? And then my military experience taught me how to have a great relationship with fear, because it's very scary going into audition rooms and having to perform for these people that could change your lives in a day, you know. And then just my spirituality just taught me to relax and not to worry and just be faithful and get excited about what's coming. So when I got this opportunity, I'm not kidding you, because I don't have an agent. I have an incredible manager named Melanie Green at Affirmative Entertainment. And that's the only person, she and her team are the only people that get me through when it comes to auditions. And I was sitting at home. I was supposed to go run errands. And here I was procrastinating, sitting at home, sitting on Instagram. And I see on Instagram, the creator of Good Sam, Katie Wesh, post Sophia Bush books the lead of her new medical drama pilot on CBS called Good Sam. And I'm a huge fan of Sophia Bush. Yeah. So I reach out to my other manager, Sarah, and I'm like, Sarah, have you read the script? And she's like, yeah, that script is great. I was like, is there anything in there for me? She's like, there's only one other female lead role in your age range. And here's the breakdown. And I was just like, ugh, it really didn't sound like me. But I was just like, okay. I'm like, did you submit me for it? She was like, yeah, I submitted you to casting a couple times. Didn't hear back. And I was just like, oh my gosh, okay. And I just sat there and I was just like, okay, God, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And I was just like, screw it. And I messaged Katie, the creator of the show, directly. Oh, wow. Now, remind you, it's Friday at 2 p.m. And she calls me back and she says, can you be at CBS today at 5:30 p.m. to audition for the studio executives? And I was just like, yeah. And she was like, okay, well, she was like, you don't have to do all scenes because they know you just got it. I was like, no, I'll do all the scenes. She was like, okay, but you don't have to have it all memorized. It's 13 pages. And I was like, no, I'll have it all memorized. And she was like, okay, Skye, like I'm having this good feeling about you, but I don't want you to like, you know, mess up or over stress. And I was just like, Katie, pressure is a privilege. I work really well in these conditions. I will see you today in 3 hours. And I got there and I did it. And it started the process of me competing in front of the executives of CBS. And then a week later, I found out I booked my very first series regular and I screamed and I ran up and down the sidewalk. I cried and the first person I called was my mom because she is the only one who knows what we have been through. And all I thought of in that moment when I hung up the phone with my mom was, I was supposed to go to the grocery store. Had I gone to the grocery store, I wouldn't have opened up Instagram. I wouldn't have been able to make that call to my mom. Wow. And I wouldn't be sitting here with you right now having this interview.
That's amazing.
Right?
And you know what? It says a lot. You know, I always tell people about that Chicago hustle. It's a very real thing.
It's such a, but it's hard to put into words.
Yeah. But it's that kind of not giving up and always pushing, you know, no matter what. Having that experience, definitely to me, it sounds like that Chicago upbringing kind of prepped you for that New York grind that you had to do.
Absolutely. Like, I'm not kidding you. When I got to LA and I'm just like hearing a lot of people like, I don't have this and I'm not doing this and I'm not. And I was just like, oh, I could run laps around these people. Wait a minute, I'm sorry. You mean to tell me that you're just ruined right now because you didn't get that Sprite commercial that you auditioned for? Like, if you get hit, you just get right back up, go to the next one. And for me, that's what it was. It was like the more no's I collected got me more and more excited because eventually it's a numbers game. No, great. No, awesome, great. No, awesome. No, okay, cool. No, yes. Eventually you're gonna hit a yes. But if you were like, no,
right.
Now you got other girls flying right by you. Like, girl, get up.
Right.
And that girl taught me, like, get hit, get back up. Come on, let's go. We got work to do.
Right.
And as you know, it's hard to explain to people, you know, what Chicago can do to you and for you. It's not just the Black culture in Chicago that just is so rich and so militant at the same way.
Mhm.
But it is also the weather. That blizzard makes you like, it makes your skin so thick, and you're just like, you know, and then on top of that, that city life and that city energy, you dream bigger because you could see, you can witness so many people come out of Chicago. We have Oprah, we have Michael Jordan, we have Kanye West, we have Twista, we have, you know, it's just constant that when I would see this Black greatness, Black Hollywood is Chicago to me.
Mhm.
I was like, I could do that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
similar stories of that grind and that hustle. What, you know, I know, when did it hit you that you knew this is what I want to do?
So, working corporate for 2 years, it got to the point where I was tapped. And I called my mom, true story. I called my mom and I was just like, Mom, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing with my life, but I know it's not this. And then
Mhm.
she was just like, because I was so conditioned that performing arts was a hobby. It's not a career. You know, just because you like to go to the gym doesn't mean you're going to be a personal trainer, right?
Right.
So I was just like, my mom was like, what do you want to do? And I was like, I genuinely don't know. Like it was so deeply pushed into my subconscious.
Mhm.
I was like, I genuinely don't know. And then she was like, okay, well then that's what you need to ask God for, is for clarity. At the time, I didn't have a relationship with God. I was a fan of work, but
Right.
we didn't talk.
We didn't know each other like that.
We didn't know each other. Like I'm like, this is nice. Thank you for your service. But so in that moment, I was like, okay, I didn't care. Like I was like, I'm doing it. I'm prayer knees are ready. And I did. And every day I just had this consistent prayer, just like, where would you have me go? What would you have me do? What would you have me say? And to whom? Like, whatever it is, I'll do it. I won't judge it. Just please, I need something. And I was aggressive too. It wasn't like, dear God, like, no, I like created my own relationship. I'm just like, stop messing around. And it became funny for me. And within like 2 weeks of this practice, no joke, I woke up before my alarm clock went off for my corporate job. And I had this crazy vivid dream, but it was as clear as day. Acting, LA. What did I do? Immediately judged it. I was like, acting? I'm not gonna go do no acting. LA? Judged it immediately. Next thing you know, it was everywhere. I was seeing it on buses. People were texting me saying that they were moving to LA. I was bombarded with nothing but LA, or people being like, oh my God, you're so funny. Have you ever thought about being an actor? Or like, you're so dramatic. Have you ever thought about being an actor? Like either way, it was just everywhere. So from having that dream, within 2 months, I left my job, got in the car, and drove from New York to LA.
Get out of here.
That's what made me do it. Because I was like, oh wait, this is bigger than my fear about it. This is bigger than all of this. If I believe that my life has a purpose, and I believe that my purpose is to inspire and influence, it's not about what role I book. The role is to create a platform of influence so that I can have more kids and teens and adults of color that I could say, like I saw when I looked at Cicely Tyson on TV as a dark-skinned Black woman, or when I see Oprah and the way people just go nuts when she enters a room. I get that influence where my numbers are increased to show them and tell them, you can do this. You just have to get out of your own way, and you have to kill that narrative, like what you just said with there's no money in writing, right? We all create a script to keep us safe, because the brain is not designed to make you happy. The brain is only designed to keep you safe. That's it. So stepping out on your dreams, that's a very scary thing. And I would say 80% of pursuing your dream is outside of your comfort zone.
Absolutely. Well,
But that's amazing. Yeah.
I'm really enjoying Good Sam. I'm really enjoying everybody.
Thank you.
And the storylines are very interesting. Talk to me about your role on Good Sam.
Yeah, so Dr. Lex truly, again, very similar to me, very ambitious, laser beam focused towards her goals, loyal friend, to a point to where it starts to to a point to where, she gets to a crossroad where she has to choose her happiness or her friend Sam's happiness, and which comes first, what's priority. And I think we all have to go through that and take inventory on who we have in our lives, and are we prioritizing our own needs and our own self-care, if you will. And can you have it all? Can you have the career? Can you have the friends? Can you have the love? And my character goes throughout that journey of not just finding her footing in one of the most conservative boys club departments in a hospital, which is the cardiothoracics department. Rarely do you see Black women hold a human heart in their hands,
Right.
you know. So for me to be able to have this opportunity to play this role is definitely something I prayed for, having 6 years experience working in a hospital and being raised by a doctor. I did not want to be a doctor, but this is the first role that is going to make me and my family happy. I'm like, y'all can watch me weekly do surgery. You might see me right here and there, but I'm the doctor.
Right.
But yeah, Lex truly is just an incredible character. And you'll start to see in the second half of season 1, her character starts to build her own ground and create her own world outside of the Griffith umbrella. And that to me has been extremely exciting. I mean, there's days I go to set and I'm there for hours, 12, 15 hours, and I don't even see Sophia Bush or Jason Isaacs. So I'm really loving the direction that this creative team is taking Dr. Lex Truly. It's going to get really exciting. And the finales are just going to blow everybody's mind. So just keep up with the series every Wednesday, 10 Eastern, 9 Central. And if you haven't seen the first, 6 episodes, you can catch it on Paramount Plus app and the CBS app as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I'm just so proud again of our creative team for seeing what I was capable of in the first half and realizing she needs more. Let's give her more. Let's load her up and create her own world. It feels like my own show within a show.
That's dope.
Yeah, so it's an incredible experience, and I can't wait for you to see the second half of the season.